teachers, and my fellow students. I'm Arella Rodriguez, and as your Senior High School Central Student Council President, I would like to show empathy to the students who are currently facing struggles with their mental health amidst the pandemic period.
Us Senior High School Central Student Council formulated this mental health campaign as a welcome reminder that our mental health and well-being is essential during the pandemic period, and that those with mental health challenges deserve support, empathy, compassion, and roads to hope, healing, and fulfillment.
Long story short, we are not okay. It's true. It's alright. It's okay not to be okay. I'm here to tell you that what you are feeling is valid. The anxiety, the depression, and even just, annual sadness, it's okay to feel that. No, you're not dramatic. No, you're not overreacting. And no, you are not a manipulative sad boy, sad girl, or non-binary if you feel sad. It is completely normal. You're affected by a real threat that is COVID-19, and every single plan that you had or have had is put to a halt.
Mental health is not a destination, but a process. It's about how you drive, not where you're going. To the people who have mental health issues or depression, you owe yourself 1 hour a day of self-maintenance. It can include singing, writing, painting, dancing, or whatever, but you owe it to yourself, so make it count. 1 out of 24 of your day. You matter. You are strong. I want you to make yourself as your #1 priority and be the person you want to be. So I want each and every one of you to throw away all your negative thoughts and be positive. Let's spread the good vibes, and only then we can see a difference in people's mental health. Thank you.
And you're in this time of your life when everything's dwindling, everything is out of control. But believe me when I say you're amazing. You matter. You're doing so well, and I'm very, very proud of you. You deserve happiness, peace, success, a donut, dilig. And no pandemic is ever going to prevent you from achieving all of those things because you deserve it. So go pick yourself up. You're limitless.
We, the SHS-CSC, humbly ask the students one by one if they are willing to share their experience as they face their mental health struggles amidst the pandemic period. From the very few students that we messaged privately, one student has responded to us and is willing to share their experience for this program.
I'm okay. That's what I like to believe. I do well both in school and at home. I finish all the tasks and responsibilities given to me. I have fun with my friends. I laugh a lot since I have what we usually call mababaw na kaligayahan. And I joke around too. I can mention a lot more to prove and show to you all that I'm fine. But of course, despite all of that, saying that I'm okay doesn't necessarily mean that I'm always okay. What I show to others is still a part of me, and it's still me, but there's a side which I'd prefer hiding from everyone else. I'm honestly not sure how I can express or word this properly, so please pardon me for being, me. So first of all, I have no idea if what I'm going through is normal or not, but what I'm sure of is that there are times where I'm worried enough that it leads me to think that I might need professional help sometimes. I don't know. I might be overreacting and making things seem worse than what they are, but I, for one, know that what I'm experiencing is not right, and the fact that it's affecting my well-being and health can be considered as proof for that. As I've mentioned earlier, I am in fact doing well, and I don't really have any deep or major problems nor any trauma. But the thing is, the problem here isn't anything or anyone else but me. From what I see, I do think that I'm the problem. I'm well aware that I'm the one who unknowingly put myself in this situation, and of course, I end up blaming myself as well. When a lot of things happen, I easily get overwhelmed. I sometimes end up zoning out and I overthink too much, which causes me to overanalyze things that, of course, ends with me feeling bad and guilty. I personally don't like being left alone with my thoughts because whenever that happens, I sometimes end up questioning myself and all the other negative or intrusive thoughts start coming. As a way to cope up with this, I busy myself with school, chores, hobbies, and make use of anything safe that won't bother anyone else that can help me as a distraction. I know that it's not right, but I can't stop myself from relying too much on these distractions. I know that it's not helpful to set my troubles aside. Bottling them up as well as suppressing them won't help either. But for now, that's what I've been doing since I'm too scared to face them. Moving on, since I don't really know how to transition this, here are some of the distractions I usually rely on. According to my parents themselves, I spend too much time on schoolworks, but I'm actually just trying to at least pass the things we're required to pass. And in addition to that, I apparently help others too much too, but in this case, I actually love it since it's some sort of self-gratifying action for me to help others in any safe way possible. I'd honestly do anything to finish all the things I need to accomplish and even prioritize helping others rather than helping myself. I put all those first before myself because I'd prefer putting myself last, which I know is wrong, but wreck sleeping schedules, accidentally skipping some meals from time to time, forgetting all these negative things and suddenly breaking down at least once a month only to get over it after a short nap, or talking about it with a friend who I appreciate a lot and am very thankful for. This has been the norm for me, which was fine as long as everything and everyone else is okay. But here's the thing. I end up acting normal and happy for almost a month straight, which is then followed by the random monthly short crying sessions and whatnot. Then I go back to the normal and happy me again. And it's honestly just a cycle at this point. But nowadays, those monthly things turn into monthly numbness. I don't cry anymore. I barely do. I just feel numb. I don't feel anything. I just stare at space and do nothing. No thoughts, head empty, just existing. This heavily affects my productivity, which leads me to extremely last-minute cramming for something due the next day. It also includes a bonus package of having either too much sleep or too little. There's no in-between. And if it wasn't obvious enough, my health isn't exactly at its best state. So, anyways, that's that, I guess. I'm aware of what I'm feeling even if I can't exactly express them in words, and I know it's okay not to be okay, since we're all just humans. Although things have gotten a tad bit too negative here, I'm kind of proud to say that I'm still getting by. I'm still hanging on. I mean, I'm still alive and all that. I'm thankful that I'm surrounded by my family and friends that are there for me and sometimes even offer to help. In the end, it's really just me and my stubbornness. Before I end this, yes, I still do think from time to time that I might need to seek some professional help at some point, but then again, I know that I'll eventually get through this and I'm actually okay in a way. Well, I'm getting there. I know that I'm still growing and learning, so even if I end up having those down moments, I just go with the flow right after and accept the fact that feeling like this is fine. But I do know that I have to fix myself sooner or later. It's a whole process though, so I think I'll be taking my time in doing so because we all have our own paces anyway, so that's that. And one last disclaimer, I'd just like to say that I'm not sure of what I'm doing as a coping mechanism is considered as good or bad, so please don't follow what I do just in case. Anyway, sorry for this mess of a story and thank you for listening.
Our beloved school guidance counselor, Ms. Faith Suban, prepared a presentation on tips on how to look out for a student's mental health and the factors that contribute to a student's well-being.
Good day, everyone. I hope that you are all doing well. In today's session, we are going to talk about mental health and well-being. When we hear the words mental health, in the past, it is connected to the words crazy, paranoid, or associated into people with detrimental problems in their mind. But if we're going to look closely, according to the World Health Organization and the Mental Health Act of the Philippines, it is a state of well-being in which we as people realizes our own abilities, strengths and weaknesses, can cope to different life stresses, work productively, while maintaining a harmonious relationship between our body and mind. Now, dissecting the definition into pieces, it shows how vastly important it is to be reminded that our mental health is a combination of us knowing our strengths and weaknesses and utilize them to successfully overcome the concerns, hurdles, and obstacles that we face in our day-to-day life. Now, on the other hand, according to Davis, well-being is the product of having a combination of high levels of life satisfaction, happiness, positive mental health, and having a sense of meaning and purpose in life. Nowadays, it is but common to hear people have a constant worry in their day-to-day life due to the pandemic that is happening in the whole world. COVID-19 has given a lot of people worries that are detrimental to their physical and mental health. Significant daily life tasks were changed. We have experienced quarantine and lockdowns that made everything topsy-turvy. Our parents needed to work from home. Some needed to stop completely working involuntarily. We were faced with anxieties and uncertainties brought about by the threat to our health and finances. There was a decline in workforce but an exponential increase in financial concerns, and school modalities have shifted from face-to-face to online learning. Students have experienced the following. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it also has taken a toll on you. A lot of your plans have been drafted, shelved, and now are not working. Maybe a love life who also gone wrong during the pandemic, but I'm just joking. You may have felt the impact when from face-to-face learning you shifted into online classes. This brought about confusion. Is the problem that serious? Why do I need to stay at home when I can just wear a mask at school? Maybe you have experienced anxiety of what the future holds. When will the vaccine arrive? What will happen? And also, you are scared for your parents while they are working outside despite the lockdown. You may also have felt isolated. Gone are the days that you can hang out at the school grounds or staircases after class. You are now completely boxed in social networking sites and Zoom classes. In a hugot line, yung mga kaibigan mong andyan pero hindi mo maramdaman. There is a detachment of feeling of camaraderie with your friends. I bet you also felt confused. Before, at school, your only role is to become a student who needs to follow the rules and regulation, or needs to submit tasks given by your teachers. But now, you are subjected to multiple roles like being an ate or kuya to your siblings, while being a son or daughter to your parents while being a student. You may hear your teacher say, "Anak, you are required in online class until 3 p.m. But in the back of your mind, but my sister or the dishes needs me now." Finally, you may have experienced being frustrated for slow internet or not having the right gadget for online learning. Well, it is also understandable because nobody was prepared for the pandemic. Maybe you are asking yourself if what you feel right now is normal. Well, to answer that question, yes, what you feel right now is valid and normal. It is only normal for us to feel abnormal when faced with situations that are uncertain to us. But the sooner we acknowledge and learn to take care of our mental health, the healthier and better equipped we'll be to cope up with the situations we're having to face. We are here to give tips on how do we overcome these concerns that we have in order for us to have and maintain a positive mental health. Now, We have 4 tips for you. First one is allot time for real life, rest seriously, practice mindfulness, and clicking mindfully. In summary, you have to remember that mental health is our state of knowing our strengths and weaknesses and being able to utilize them to overcome obstacles that we are facing while maintaining a harmonious relationship between our body and mind. You have to remember that what you feel right now is normal and valid. In this session, we gave you the first steps in being able to overcome the stress that this pandemic has been giving you. May this be a reminder that once in a while, you have to stop, relax, and reflect. Far Eastern Private School Branch, your teachers, advisors, and me as your counselor are also here for you. Thank you very much for listening.
What can we do to cope with stress? Well, here are some healthy activities to cope with stress during this pandemic. First, consider how to connect with others. Video calls with friends and family can help beat isolation. Second, help and support others. Think about how you could help those around you. It could make a big difference to them and make you feel better too. Third, talk about your worries. Remember that this is a difficult time for everyone else. And sharing how you are feeling and the things you are doing to cope with family and friends can help them too. Fourth, look after your physical well-being. Try to eat healthy, well-balanced meals, drink enough water, exercise inside where possible and outside once a day. Fifth, look after your sleep. Try to maintain regular sleeping patterns and keep good sleep hygiene practices, like avoiding screens before bed, cutting back on caffeine, and creating a restful environment. 6. Try to maintain difficult feelings. Try to focus on the things you can control, including where you get information from and actions to make yourself feel better prepared. 7th, manage your media and information intake. 24 hours news and constant social media updates can make you more worried. It may help to only check the news at set times or limit yourself to a couple of checks a day. 8. Gather the facts. Gather high-quality information that will help you to accurately determine your own or other people's risk of contracting coronavirus so that you can take reasonable precautions. And lastly, think about your new daily routine. Think about how you can adapt and create positive new routines. Try to engage in useful activities such as cleaning, cooking, or exercise, or meaningful activities such as reading or calling a friend. You might find it helpful to write a plan for your day or your week.
Remember that it's okay to not be okay. Your feelings are valid, and we are here to listen. Your dark days are what make you strong, or you have already been so strong, and your dark days make you prove it. It is so important to talk about and speak up about our mental health. So please keep in mind that mental health is nothing to be ashamed of, but stigma and bias shames us all.